A king doesn't need to conquer with armies if he can own an entire continent through deception, claiming it for humanitarian aid while secretly orchestrating one of history's most brutal exploitations. King Leopold II of Belgium masterfully manipulated international diplomacy and public perception, presenting himself as a benevolent philanthropist eager to bring civilization and Christianity to the heart of Africa. The story you are about to witness is a chilling chapter of history, reconstructed from meticulous records and real accounts. While the facts are verified, the images and scenes in this video have been brought to life using advanced artificial intelligence to visualize the past. If you find this journey through history compelling, please consider subscribing to the channel and activating the notification bell to join our community. Yet, beneath this carefully constructed facade lay a monstrous ambition to transform the vast Congo basin into his personal economic empire, extracting its immense wealth at an unimaginable human cost. The true cost of this ambition, measured in millions of lives, wouldn't be uncovered by diplomats or soldiers, nor by grand expeditions into the African interior. This is the extraordinary story of how that ledger, a seemingly innocuous collection of shipping manifests and cargo lists, unveiled a systematic genocide. Our journey begins with King Leopold II of Belgium, a monarch whose reign from 1865 to 1909 was marked by an insatiable hunger for territory and wealth. This audacious acquisition was formalized at the 1884 to 1885 Berlin Conference, a pivotal moment in the scramble for Africa. Leopold presented himself to the world as a benevolent humanitarian, a champion of civilization and free trade. The territory, christened the Congo Free State, was explicitly not a Belgian colony. Instead, it was Leopold's private property, his personal fiefdom, operated as a commercial enterprise from 1885 to 1908. His true objective, hidden beneath the humanitarian rhetoric, was to extract maximum wealth from the Congo, primarily through the immensely lucrative trade of natural rubber and ivory. Enter Edmund Dene Morel, born Georges Edmond Morel, a seemingly ordinary shipping clerk, working for Elder Dempster Company in Liverpool around 1897. His company, Elder Dempster, held a de facto monopoly on all cargo transport to and from the Congo Free State. Morel, a keen observer with an innate sense for economic logic, began to notice a profound and disturbing discrepancy at the Antwerp docks in Belgium, the primary European port for Congo trade. Ships arriving from the Congo were consistently laden with immense quantities of valuable rubber and ivory, yet the ships returning to the Congo carried a starkly, chillingly different cargo. This was the plot twist, the counterintuitive detail that screamed a hidden truth. His deduction, chillingly simple, yet devastating in its implications, was undeniable. This could only be explained by a system of terrible and continuous forced labor. In 1901, Morel, unable to ignore the horrific truth he had uncovered, made a monumental decision. He launched his own publication, the West African Mail, a daring and unprecedented move for an independent journalist of his era. By 1903, his first highly influential pamphlet, The Congo Horrors, was published. Leopold's system of terror and exploitation relied on two primary resources: ivory, which was highly valued in Europe for piano keys, billiard balls, and decorative items, and, crucially, natural rubber. In 1891, Leopold enacted a series of decrees that formalized his ruthless control. With the land nationalized, millions of Congolese were then forced into brutal labor, compelled to meet impossible quotas for collecting rubber and ivory. Enforcement of these quotas and the maintenance of order fell to Leopold's private army, the Force Publique. The Force Publique was a chillingly effective instrument of oppression, composed of European officers, many of whom were ruthless mercenaries from various European nations, and African soldiers, often forcibly conscripted or purchased as children from regional slave markets. The perverse incentive structure within the force publique was a key driver of the atrocities. This insidious system led to unspeakable brutality, making mutilation a common and terrifying form of punishment. Hands, and sometimes feet, were amputated from men, women, and even children for failing to meet rubber quotas, for minor infractions, or sometimes for no reason at all other than to instill fear. In a particularly macabre twist, force public soldiers were sometimes required to present severed hands for each bullet fired. Tens of thousands of Congolese were murdered outright in failed rebellions against the brutal regime, or simply for not collecting enough rubber or ivory. Women were frequently kidnapped from villages that failed to produce sufficient rubber or ivory, held captive in concentration camps, and subjected to horrific abuse until their male relatives met the quotas. Beyond direct violence, the disruption of traditional agricultural cycles due to forced labor led to widespread famine. The world needed undeniable proof, and it came in the form of Roger David Casement, a distinguished British diplomat and consul to the Congo Free State. In 1903, in response to growing international pressure and Morel's relentless campaigning, the British government dispatched Casement to investigate the escalating accusations of atrocities. His findings, detailed in the explosive 40-page Casement report published by the British Parliament in 1904, were damning and irrefutable. The report meticulously documented widespread murders, grotesque mutilations, systematic kidnappings, and brutal beatings inflicted upon the native population by agents of the Congo Free State. Crucially, the report included 20 pages of individual testimonies collected directly by Casement himself, giving voice to the voiceless victims of Leopold's regime. One Congolese man named Opondo recounted a particularly harrowing experience. "I ran away." Bringing stories like this to light requires immense dedication, from deep research and script writing to the intricate reconstruction of every visual scene. The only payment we ask for in return is your engagement. By simply hitting the like button and watching until the very end, you help this video reach more people, ensuring these crucial histories are never forgotten and always recognized as valuable content. With two old people, but they were caught and killed, and the soldiers made me carry the baskets with their cut-off hands. Such testimonies, chilling in their detail, revealed the systematic nature of the terror and the psychological torment inflicted upon the survivors, forced to participate in their own dehumanization. Another witness described soldiers killing 10 children in the water, their bodies thrown into the river, and then severing the hands of adults who had failed to meet their rubber quotas. The Casement report confirmed Morel's accusations with the weight of official diplomatic endorsement, igniting a firestorm of public outrage, particularly in the English-speaking world. Morel and Casement, recognizing the need for a unified front, then co-founded the Congo Reform Association, CRA, in 1904. The CRA utilized every available medium to expose the atrocities: searing newspaper accounts, widely distributed pamphlets, meticulously researched books, powerful eyewitness testimonies, and crucially, stark, undeniable photographs from brave missionaries like Alice Seeley Harris. They garnered support from influential figures across the globe, transforming a regional tragedy into a global cause. The CRA is widely considered the first large-scale international human rights organization, setting a powerful precedent for future advocacy movements. Earlier, pioneers had also tried to raise the alarm, though their efforts were initially overlooked or suppressed. After visiting the Congo, Williams wrote a scathing, open letter to His Serene Majesty Leopold II of Belgium in 1890, directly addressing the king and exposing the atrocities he had witnessed. Novelist Joseph Conrad, a Polish-British writer, also contributed to the growing unease. The combined pressure from Morel's relentless journalism, the widespread activism of the Congo Reform Association, and the undeniable credibility of the casement report generated an international outcry and diplomatic pressure that Leopold could no longer ignore. In 1905, facing insurmountable international condemnation, Leopold II was finally forced to institute an independent commission of inquiry. On the 15th of November, 1908, after years of relentless campaigning and facing insurmountable international pressure and the threat of global boycotts, the Belgian government reluctantly annexed the Congo Free State. The Congo Reform Association, having achieved its primary goal of ending Leopold's personal rule and transferring the Congo to Belgian state control, ceased operations in 1913. Leopold II died in 1909, just over a year after the transfer of the Congo. The human cost of Leopold's reign remains staggering, with estimates ranging widely, but frequently citing around 10 million Congolese lives lost. These deaths were due to a combination of outright murder, brutal violence, widespread famine resulting from the disruption of agricultural cycles, and devastating epidemics of diseases like sleeping sickness and smallpox that ravaged a population weakened by malnutrition, forced displacement, and psychological stress. Some estimates even reach as high as 15 million, with a population in rubber-producing provinces believed to have declined by as much as 50% or even two-thirds in some areas. The exact number of lives lost is difficult to quantify due to a deliberate lack of precise record-keeping by Leopold's administration, as well as the chaotic nature of the era. Leopold II himself profited immensely from this system of exploitation, amassing a vast personal fortune. It's a common misconception that Belgium as a nation was the primary colonialist power from the outset. Another important nuance to consider is that while mutilations were widespread and horrific, some historians suggest there was no explicit written policy from Leopold himself ordering such acts. However, this nuance does not absolve Leopold. The system he created undeniably incentivized and enabled these horrors. Furthermore, Leopold's immense wealth came specifically from the brutal extraction of ivory and natural rubber. His profits were solely derived from the brutal extraction of ivory, from the vast elephant herds and the relentless tapping of wild rubber vines. The legacy of this dark period continues to resonate in the Congo and in Belgium today. Yet, he carefully avoided explicitly mentioning Leopold's direct personal role in orchestrating the atrocities, referring instead to a collective responsibility of the Belgian state. The ledger, a seemingly simple record of goods and shipments, ultimately became a weapon against unimaginable cruelty. It transformed Edmund Dene Morel, a shipping clerk, into a pioneering human rights advocate, a man who, armed with only facts and moral conviction, dared to challenge absolute power. This isn't just a story of colonial exploitation and genocide. It's a profound testament to the power of meticulous observation, the unwavering courage to speak truth to power, and the enduring, universal fight for human dignity and accountability. The ledger didn't just record transactions, it recorded suffering. It tabulated the grim economics of human lives exchanged for rubber and ivory. The ripples of its revelations still echo, reminding us of the cost of silence and the power of truth. Thank you for watching and for delving into this pivotal moment in history. Your support makes a profound difference in bringing these narratives to a wider audience. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a like. Every single gesture helps ensure more people discover these vital stories and understand the lessons they hold.